tell you. But you wear a lot of hats around Detroit. One of the most fun ones is the owner of the Whitney, a place I love and frequent often. One of Midtown's most popular restaurants, just located a few blocks from Orchestra Hall. Tell us a little bit about the building, the restaurant, and the bar.
Well, I guess I'd say the Whitney is one of the last grand old doms still standing on Whitward, which is sort of unfortunate, but it's a wonderful house. It was built in 1890 to 1894. It's got 52 rooms, 21,000 square feet, 218 windows, 21 fireplaces, a lot of Tiffany windows in the building. And it's just a wonderful place to, David Whitney was a lumber baron, so there's a lot of hand-carved woods. He had forests in Wisconsin and Ohio and Michigan, so there's beautiful carved woods all over. The wiring in the house was originally done by Thomas Edison, and the food is pretty terrific. So we do a lot of business with the Symphony, and we love having symphony goers, concert goers come and stop by and see us.
I absolutely love the Whitney. As a Midtown business owner, the recent development boom in Midtown is very exciting. Tell us what your thoughts about that.
It's terrific. I mean, I've been down here in Midtown full-time for about 5 years now, and it's one thing to see it, and you can see it. You can see the buildings being built and a lot of older buildings being refurbished, but the exciting thing is you can see people on the streets, and you see joggers and bikers, and then occasionally you see a young lady or a young couple with a baby and a stroller. So you can feel it coming alive, and it's what the city needs, and it's terrific.
What's next for Midtown Detroit and the institutions like the DSO, the Art Institute, and the Whitney that call Midtown home?
Well, what's next at the DIA is the Rembrandt show that just opened up yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I happened to be there last night. It's a wonderful show, The Faces of Jesus. What's really new for Midtown, though, is the new light rail system that's going to come up Woodward Avenue, the M1 line. It's still not a done deal, but it's going to happen, and it's going to really bring even more life to the city, which is terrific. It's going to connect the city and the suburbs and bring more people in and just make it easier for people to get around. And then we've got the Greenway that's going around the Midtown area, which is great, and that's going to connect to the Greenway that goes over to Eastern Market and then the DeQuinder Cut and then down to the riverfront. And there aren't many cities that have a riverfront like Detroit does, and that we're really building now. And, we face an international border, and we're just fortunate to have all this stuff. And for so many years, it's been left untended. And in the last several years, it's really happening. Excuse me. The riverfront looks wonderful, and all these connections are terrific. So it's bringing more life to the city every day.
How much are we going to expand the riverfront walkways and through that stuff?
Well, the plan is 5 miles from the Ambassador Bridge to the Belle Isle Bridge, and more than half of that's done already. So it's really wonderful. It's a place to go, just take a walk, ride your bike, walk your dog, rollerblade, whatever you want to do, and watch these freighters going up and down the river, and you're looking across the river at Canada, and you're looking back at a pretty good skyline in Detroit now.
Mr. Liebler, let's go back a little bit to the light rail system. What do we have to do to get that passed, and what does the timeline look like for something like that? It's a massive project.
My understanding, and I'm not an expert in it, but my understanding is that it will go into ground next year. It will probably take 3 years to complete. It will go at least to 8 Mile or beyond. The issue has been when it was going to be all privately funded and just go 3 miles from Jefferson to Grand Boulevard, that was handled. But then the federal government got into it and the state government, and it's just taking a little bit more time. But I mean, I'm about 95% confident that it's going to happen.
Well, that's going to be an exciting development for our area.
Everywhere a light rail has gone, in Portland, Denver, Boston, it's really picked up the businesses along the route and just connected the city and the suburbs. So I think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be a really good thing for Detroit. If we can then tie up with our get a regional transportation system to get out to Macomb County and Washtenaw and some of these other places, it's going to bring more people down here to the DSO, and that's what we want.
That's what we all want. But Liebler, let me move on here. As board member of the DSO, you're also actively involved in soliciting support and contributions for the organization. This year, the DSO has unveiled a new slogan, a community-supported orchestra. What does that mean both to our local audiences and for our worldwide web audience?
Well, number one, I think the community has a tremendous amount of pride in the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. So that's one thing. What I think it means is the community needs to attend the symphony on a regular basis, and I think the community needs to think about reaching into their wallets occasionally and making a contribution. If they really love this organization and want to see it continue and want to see it be a symbol of Detroit, we need them to help fund it.
And this month in particular is Community Support Month. Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, I'm not even sure what that means. To me, every month needs to be Community Support Month. So I think that it's happening now, and if people have the opportunity, they should make a contribution.
Bud Liebler, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.